Welcome back to another F1 Clash video, and we are at the final round. So hopefully you've watched opening round yesterday. We did drop 2 points, a lot of real players, and today we've got Mexico, Brazil, Singapore and Bahrain as well. Now this is where we stand, 4 races in, and we are on 188 points. So 4 lots of 47, and that's not been easy. We've had 3 real players, including a last sort of corner overtake at Silverstone to secure 47 points. So it's going to be very tough. It seems to be that Hutch have created something where we can match real players so much more, and we're about to get down to it. Race 5 comes from Mexico. Let's get at it. Here we go, race 5 in Mexico. And can we do anything decent in here? And we've got a good matchup by the look of it. So hopefully we can put this rival to the sword. As we load in. It took a while to load in there. But hopefully we're all good. So we need another 47. We're 4 races in, 47 points a time. And we are starting P1 and P2. And we're going to do Kawhi on our first driver. Because cornering round here, absolutely great. And I'm going to go dead fast, because I've got enough of them anyway. I've gone past them. Always go past them. And it's another human player. So that's another, I think I've had 4 real players today so far out of 5 races. And yesterday I had 5 real players out of 8. So definitely more real players hitting the scene this week. In terms of matchups anyway. So here we go. Can Danny Rick get a good start? And Valtteri Bottas. Rival back in P9. And they shouldn't bother us. But ideally I want them back there for a while. Because then it just cements my place a little bit further. So we're going to keep boosting Bottas. And get him up a little bit of a gap. And we'll cut him down there. Where is the rival? Up to P5 now. And he's on a similar strategy to us. So all we've got to do is basically mirror the opponent. And we should be good to go. Let's have a look. 2 seconds the gap between our front 2 drivers. So we're going to push Bottas a little bit. And basically create the gap. And at the moment, he's all good. Let's see if we can not push out a few more seconds overall. Where are we on gap at the minute? 1.8, 1.7. So Kawhi, you can see, keeping up with the medium push of dead fast. And the gap is, and where the hell does that rival come from? I wasn't even watching. And that is interesting. Rivals push past us with firework. And I wasn't even watching. So that's very interesting indeed. And that means we're going to push further with Bottas now. We're going to use that extra fuel that we've got. And we're going to come back on the mediums. Rival's surely going to pit this time. No, he goes around again. So we're going to put the boat out and push now. Because that rival's used up a fair bit of fuel, surely, on Danny Rick. And down into the cornering section. That is why Kawhi is absolutely brilliant round here. Straight through into the lead of that driver. And Valtteri Bottas getting held up. That means Danny Rick's going to get held up in the pits. And we've got a safety car. So Danny Rick's going to go out on the softs. Valtteri Bottas and Danny Rick. P1 and P2. Interestingly though, softs and mediums for our split. So we've managed to split it pretty well there. Because we're going to cut down on Ricciardo quite a bit. And our first safety car of the day comes in Mexico. And we're going to have to push this as hard as we can. Let's see. I mean, I'm worried down the straight. I am worried down the straight, I must say. That firework's going to be explosive. And this given a lap for the guy behind to gain fuel. Because he was pushing quite hard on the fuel. So this is not going to be easy. But can we speed off the front? That's the main thing. Let's move them both up to medium. That firework's going to destroy us. I've got a feeling down this straight. And we do. Can we get a good team order swap? Here comes Firework. We can't control that. We can't control. But can we get back into it? We can't. And Danny Rick's into the lead, but Valtteri Bottas now. Oh, I think we've just literally ruined it. We've been ruined by a safety car. That is frustrating here in Mexico. And we had it. The rival had used a lot of fuel. And we should have been absolutely good to go there. And sadly, it's not going to be the case. Because Danny Rick's gone out the front, fine. Bottas is not going to catch up with him. Unless he gets a breakdown or something. And that's very unlikely being a real player. Oh, that's so sad. But we're not going to be. It's not going to be the case. Rivals absolutely chasing hard. Maybe we used the wrong boost. But we're coming down into turns 1. And we are going to drop points here for GP. We shouldn't have been dropping points in this race. Not a chance. But we are going to drop points. And that is so frustrating. So frustrating. But can we get a move up the inside? Rival's got team orders on the go. One more chance. Not going to happen. And we are out of the running. 46 points. Another failure for AZWF1. And maybe I'm just not good enough anymore. Race 6 in Brazil. And on reflection, I definitely used the wrong boost in Mexico. But even my own strategy guide that I give my team says Firework. And Aaron used Dead Fast. But without the safety car, I think we would have got back that P2. But maybe I am not good enough anymore. Or maybe I just need to focus up a bit more and plan as if I had 2 drivers again right behind me. Never mind, never mind. So Firework goes on for Danny Rick. We're going Lumberjack on Bottas. And we're going to hope for the best. Hopefully we can't get done by this player. But, oh, it's a bittersweet moment. But we've only dropped 1 point so far. And we are on race number 6. And we should get off to a good start. And we should get home nice and easy here too. I'm not going for fastest lap. There is literally just no point anymore. And we are going to just focus on getting 47 points in the bag. So, Danny Rick and Bottas ahead. Firework is the boost that you need for fastest lap round here. And Bottas Lumberjack is a fairly decent boost here as well. And we've pulled a nice gap at the minute. So, hard tyre in P3, which is going to help us massively. That's going to hold the pack up. You can see it holding up P4 at the moment. And we're just going to keep firing off ahead. I'm not bothered about a fastest lap, like I said. We're just going to cruise round and secure the 47 points. And maybe even with a drop point, we can manage a top 10 finish. It'll be very tough. But we've still got 2 more races after this one to look up against. So let's see what happens. So lap 3, we'll be coming into the pits next lap. We've got a 3.7 second gap, which is good enough now for non-double stack, which is ideal. And we're going to boost Bottas onto medium as well. And we'll bring Danny Rick in next time around. Same with Bottas. And Bottas could nearly do 5 laps, to be fair, on the softs, but don't need to risk it. No risking it for a chocolate biscuit, because I'm on a diet. So we can't risk it. But yeah, let's see what we can do here. Let me know how you're getting on below. And make sure, remember, tomorrow it is double reward. So I want you to tell me in my GP rewards video exactly what you got and how many. I'm very interested to know what people pull tomorrow. And hopefully we don't get no steamroller, etc. So Rick comes out. Nice and easy P1. Valtteri Bottas, nice and easy P2. And we're just going to let these boost all the way down now. And this should be good to go to the end of this race. And I think as well, when you race on F1 Clash, looking back at the dead fast thing on Mexico, that's how you learn. Like I learn now, never to go with dead fast ever again, and always go with that overtaking part of the boost, because we'd have kept the position. But that's how you learn. You learn by making mistakes. I'll learn from it, and so will you. If you use dead fast in Mexico, then that's a reason why not to. As Danny Ric comes over to start 2 laps to go, and if you want the fastest lap in Brazil, you do need Claw and Whirlpool to get fastest lap, which is the optimum fastest lap. But if you're not Max, Claw will be good enough. Claw and Mirage. Danny Ric, lapping Danny Ric as well on the softs. Here we go, it's lapping up to P7. And that's why powerful Ricciardo is on that firework. We're going to lap nearly enough the field. I don't think we're going to get to lap number 3. I'm definitely going to lap the McLaren though, by the look of it. Well, potentially. If I didn't click the wrong button by accident. But we are going to win here in Brazil. Danny Ric comes home for P1. Valtteri Bottas not too far behind in P2. And we are back in with a 47 point. Race 7 and Singapore. 2 races to go of this GP, and we're still on the 1 point drop so far. We've got a good matchup in race number 7, so let's see if we can make it 1 race with 1 point dropped in the final round. And that is just a rookie mistake. But here we go. Danny Ric out in front, and we're going to do a herald on him. And Valtteri Bottas is going to go on to a Eagle. I need to get rid of some of these boosts because I can never find the boosts that I want. Always. But here we go then. Let's see if we can navigate. Rival using hards, which potentially is a bot player, but we're about to find out, and it is by the look of it. As we race away, and Danny Ric in the lead, Valtteri Bottas in second now, up from P3. And that is a brilliant start to the Singapore Grand Prix. And we will shortly cut down with both, well, just Bottas actually. We're going to cut down here with Bottas, and we're going to leave Danny Ricciardo boosting all the way around, and then we'll come back in, pit for some softs after 3 laps, and basically, hopefully, cruise to the end. Herald, good boost around here. Obviously, slow corners, acceleration out of them is absolutely superb. But you want some grip boosts and some tyre management, because if you use grip and tyre management, you can get 4 laps on the soft very easily. And that's what we'll be doing with Valtteri Bottas. He's got Bottas behind him on softs, so we might come under a bit of pressure shortly. Rival, we won't be caught out this time, but they're back in P7. So we're in decent chances of a good finish. And Danny Ric flying away. What's the gap at the minute? Gap's only out to 10 seconds, and he'll be coming in at the end of this lap, and we will be boosting Bottas to the finish. Let's have a look. Ricciardo absolutely fine, and Bottas coming through as well. So this is the pit lap. This is where it is crucial, and we're going to start boosting Bottas halfway round. So if you've watched my track guide, if you haven't, check out the playlist, and you will see that this is a very good track to conserve a bit and then push for the last 3.5 laps. Danny Ric will be coming in now. Bottas will be boosting from this corner. So we'll boost Bottas away. The rest of the softs will pit this lap. Danny Ricciardo will be chilling to the end on conserve. So Bottas will catch him up, but it was a good way to not mess anything up here. And we'll be coming in this lap. We're going to leave Ricciardo on medium for now. And that will cement us. So even with a safety car now, we are all good. We're on the soft tyres. We're on the right boosts. So we are in position A. You'll be glad to know. You will be glad to know. Danny Ric coming up to the lap now. Bottas not really made too much of a dent in that lead. 6.9 seconds at the moment. And you can see, because we timed it so well, coming down now, 5% into the pits. And we are back out then on some more softs. And let's see if he can catch Danny Ricciardo. That'll be the interesting one. And we'll start pushing him all the way. I expect he will catch him within probably halfway on the last lap. That's the guess. But it might actually come a lot quicker than that, because Ricciardo's stuck in traffic at the moment. 8.6. Look at him getting held up very badly. And we're going to have to cut down, because we just can't get 4 laps using Herald on a medium. That will allow Bottas to catch up very quickly. So the 3-4 strategy is not the best. You would probably want to do mediums if you're coming back, because you want the extra fuel. But in our case, it doesn't really matter. We're clear at the front, and we are clear by a long way. 19 seconds back to the medium Bottas. And here comes Bottas on this 6th lap. 1 lap to go, and he is going to take the lead of this race. Grip and tyre management working very well indeed in Singapore. And there goes Bottas into the lead. He says thank you very much. Danny Rick's right on the edge of the 25%. But we're all good there. Don't need to panic at all. We just need to chill out to the end. We've got a big gap over the field. Bottas into P1, past Gasly's P14. And Danny Rick, currently P2. Just cruising around. He'll run out of tyres last corner. But no drama, no sweat. We are absolutely fine there. And it is going to be 47 points in the night of Singapore. And Valtteri Bottas coming around now to win here in Singapore. Danny Ricciardo definitely has nothing left of them tyres. He'll come round in P2. And that is very solid, 47 points. Race number 8, the final race. 1 point dropped, and we've got a max account for this weekend. The question will be, real or no real? That is what everybody asks themselves now before we start. And let's have a look where we do line up. P2, P4. And we will see if it is a real player or not. So we're going to go Jin for number 1. And it does look like it is potentially a real player. But we're going to go Ode. I didn't want to use it. I wanted to save it. But I want to finish off on some good points. And it's not a real player. So they did ready up on the 20 seconds. So we might have an easy finish, we might not. Let's find out. Danny Rick and Valtteri Bottas off the start, absolutely perfect. And that is happy days. But Bottas somehow lost a position and now quickly gains it back. And Bottas is up to P2. So can we finish with a, literally, the annoying thing will be, is that I will potentially finish on 47 points. And the only point I dropped was actually my own fault. Oh, that's so frustrating. But here we go. We need to concentrate first. And we are P1 and P2 at the moment. Danny Rick ahead of Bottas. Rival pushing on the mediums. Going in and out. Can't get the move done. And we're just going to hold with Bottas at the minute. We don't need to push him too much. We don't want to lose the position either. But we are. And coming back at him. That's fine. Let's let him use up what he needs to use up. And we're going to boost Ricciardo and Bottas back onto medium. So usually you don't want to probably do that. You don't want to lose any time. And that's what we did behind Bottas. So, yeah, probably not focusing enough on that front. But because it's a bot, I'm a bit more relaxed about it than I normally would be. So Ricciardo we're going to boost from here. And Bottas we're going to start boosting from here as well. It's going to be a no service pit stop, very quick, and we easily get back ahead and into P2. It's going to be a very quick, probably in the 1 second mark for Bottas, 1.8 maybe I'm going to have a guess at. As Danny Rick comes in, can Rick get ahead of the P3? I think he can. Bottas comes in, and it is a 1.87. It was a good guess. and Bottas comes back out. So we're going to boost both, because if we get a safety car now, we need to get ahead and get race position. And then we can come back and chill on softs to the end. Bottas closing on Danny Rick as he starts lap number 5. And we'll now come back for some medium tyres. So no safety car is going to ruin Danny Rick's strategy today. And for Bottas, he won't be ruined either. We'll be coming back on to them softs. Rivals going to hards. That cements 47. As long as we don't crash or do anything ridiculous. But we should be good to go to the end. Nice little strategy in Bahrain. We've got a gap of 3.4, so we might double stack a little bit. I'll just cut down Bottas ever so slightly as he comes in the pits. Will we double stack? We won't. It's a perfectly timed pit stop. And P3, because they went on the hard, they are now so far behind. So we are looking at a chilled end to the race. 2.5 laps to go. It wasn't a perfect weekend. It wasn't a perfect final round, but it's going to be just the very minor 1 point. And who knows, that might see us a top 10 finish. It's going to be close, but we might get back in to a top 10 shout. So Danny Rick starts lap number 7. We'll boost him back to mediums. We'll boost Bottas back to mediums. And both drivers, as you might have just saw there, had 75% on their tyres as they crossed the line. So you can actually do 4 soft conserve on this track with these levels. But probably be pretty slow because you won't be able to boost at all. 1 lap to go. Rivals in P3 and P5. And we're going to bring this home. Looking forward to the GP this week. Bahrain today. Obviously, I'm not going to say who's on pole in case anybody's not watching it live. And I'm looking forward, hoping it's going to be a good race. I don't want the front pair to just chase off into the distance, put it that way. So fingers crossed, we're in for a thriller. That would be a nice way to start the season. But Danny Rick for now, coming round in P1. And he is going to win the final race in Bahrain. Danny Rick comes home in P1. And Valtteri Bottas following him through, not literally, and he gets into P2. It is 47 points to finish. It is the 1 point dropped on final round, and unfortunately, you get to witness me drop it. Couldn't have been any worse. But never mind. We laugh, we live, and we love all the same. Let's see where that puts us at present. A lot more cars to go in this GP still, so we are going to plummet down. But at the moment, we are P3. Let's hope that that is enough to give us top 10. But if not, we go out on smiles. We learnt a lesson this weekend, and let's make sure that we implement it into next week. A quick look at where AZW F1 Army is. And we are sitting P3, 2.3 million. Currently in the top 30 on F1 Clash as well. So if you're a champion player, make sure to reach out to AZW F1 Army. Or if you're a junior challenger contender player, then we have space in our junior clubs for you. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.